Good evening. Today I want to talk to you about what is happening in global markets. Global markets are in a big spin and markets are cracking all over the place. The Indian markets fell and have managed to hold on to a level. The American markets fell for 2 days in a row and have remained there and not gone up. Chinese markets have retreated to October 2020 levels. The Hong Kong market has also reached to 2020 levels. Several big multi-billionaires have seen their wealth eroded. In fact, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos have lost several billion dollars in 3 days of trading. What is going on and why is this happening is something which I want to talk to you today about. I also want to explain to you why this will have worldwide ramifications. This crisis has started from China. Like every crisis in the world has a beginning, this crisis has started from China. And this is not a crisis created by nature, that is like a coronavirus, but this is a man made crisis. This is the ambition of one man who is the Chinese premier wanting to dominate the world. Xi Jinping wants another term, an unprecedented third term in power. And there is growing disconcertion in China. There is a growing wealth gap where the rich have got enormously wealthy and most of the Chinese have not made it. China has become much older demographically before it got very wealthy. And this is the pressure that Xi Jinping is facing. The reason why the Communist Party of China has been able to hold on to power for so long is because it has guaranteed a better quality of life for most of its Chinese. If the Chinese don't see themselves sharing in their growing prosperity, then there will be rebellion. So Xi Jinping had started a series of methods to cut back on clamp down on entrepreneurs and to try to take their wealth out of them. He started by moving against Jack Ma when the Ant Group put its Ant Financial stock for sale and take the company public. In fact, for some time, Jack Ma was missing. Then it claimed that there was so much data with Alibaba and Alipay, they had become too powerful and they needed to be brought down to size. And then finally, now Alibaba has been forced to break up Ant into several groups because the credit giving machine within the Ant group had become more powerful than the state lenders. And the kind of data it collected was very powerful. Then it moved Xi Jinping moved against Didi, a famous ride hailing app in China in which Uber had invested. This company had grown very big and had listed in New York. Immediately after it got listed, Xi Jinping ordered that it cannot add any more new customers and only can service existing customers. This put enormous pressure on the stock of Didi and the price collapsed. Then Xi Jinping attacked online tutoring, which is a major business like Byju's, and several of these companies have been listed in America and are doing well. Initially, it was thought Xi Jinping has launched an economic war against America, with lot of American shareholders losing a lot of money when these prices of these shares collapsed. Then, when the Chinese economy recovered and became the only economy to grow last year, everybody was singing praises of China. But then, China has been having a real estate problem for more than a decade. It was growing. Nearly 25% of Chinese GDP represents real estate. And most of the real estate prices have been going only one direction, that is up. Evergrande, a Chinese real estate group, which is the biggest in China, has properties in 225 cities of China. It had borrowed more than $300 billion, which is 2% of Chinese GDP. You could get an idea of its power. It had borrowed from local trust companies, banks owned by the state Chinese Communist Party, and also from issued bonds which are trading in American and other markets. But for some time now, these companies have been cut off from sources of funds. Till this time, they got huge sources of money from Chinese bank at will. In the end of last year and beginning of this year, the Chinese government announced three new red lines, basically restrictions on how much debt real estate companies could take. Evergrande was way beyond the three red lines when it was announced. and they could not come back within that breach within this given time. Since their liquidity was tight, they tried to settle people to whom they owed money by giving them property. But this problem is not limited only to defaulting in bond market. They have a lot of payables to be made to their suppliers and contractors whose bills for more than $1 billion will become a due in 60 days. They have to pay nearly $850 million in interest alone to non Chinese borrowers. It was widely expected that in the $100 million due between Monday of this week and Thursday, that is tomorrow, will not be paid by the troubled Chinese Evergrande company. As expected, there was a default. Everybody in the world expects a contagion and expects world markets to react. The whole world is waiting and watching to see how China will react to this and whether the Chinese government will bail them out. In case the Chinese government does not bail out, nearly several $1 billion of bonds will go bad in the developed markets, and that money cannot be recovered. This will put pressure on other Chinese real estate companies. And even by discounting prices by 30%, Evergrande was not able to sell its properties to raise cash. This means the price of real estate in China, which has been going continuously for more than a decade, will collapse. This means these securities that they have given to banks will lose in value, and if banks will have to mark to market, increase the value of their securities or cut down the loans. This could create a lot of problem in China. Worldwide, the problem has been that prices of copper and iron and steel have collapsed. This has collapsed because people expect China to consume less iron and steel, copper, and other precious metals. This meant that demand for Indian steel would drop because more than 30% of the steel produced in India was being exported. As expected, yesterday Tata Steel dropped by 10% and also JSW Steel dropped by 7%. If this crisis continues, one can expect drop in prices of various sectoral stocks to continue. Thank you for watching. Be rich. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written two books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.